Hey everybody, I hope you're looking forward to tonight. I am. We're going to be doing a hydro dip cup and we're going to be doing a dump cup. And I'm going to show you some of the hydro dips that I have done so you can see sort of what they look like. These are the wine glasses from Walmart that do not have lids. But this is a hydro dip. This is one. You never know what you're going to come up with. And I'm sure most of you have probably done hydro dips. Get it back where you can see it. It's hard to tell with that light, isn't it? And this is a beauty. All this is just glitter. Just really sparkles. I don't know, just that light, you can't see it. There we go, that's a little bit better right there. Okay, and here's one that is a hydro dip. And I'm going to show you one that I did that is a dirty pour. Now this one is a dirty pour. And the difference between a dirty pour and a dump, the dump is what we're going to be doing tonight. With a dirty pour, you take your paint and you just pour it around the top like this, so most of it's going to drop around the sides. With a dump cup, you fill your paint in your cup and you flip it and let it sit just a few seconds, and then you take the top off. So that's the difference in the two. And of course these, I taped mine off. You know, I always tape my cups off top and bottom. I waited till it got completely dry before I pulled the tape. And we will be putting epoxy on all three of these that I'm doing tomorrow night. This one that I've already done. I did this one right before I left to go to the beach, to my happy place. And so I did it right before I left. And then tonight we're going to be doing a hydro dip and a dump cup. We're going to do the dump cup first. So I'm going to turn you down so that we can get started with the dump cup. And I'm also going to try to get it pulled up on my computer so I can see if I've got everything fixed where you can see it. Because this is going to take some maneuvering on my part to try to get it to work tonight. So we'll see. It hasn't come up yet, but maybe it will in just a shake. And the colors that I'm going to be using on this tonight will be, I'm going to use a, let's see if you, I can't tell if you can see or not. Give me just a minute, I'm sorry. I don't know why my computer's so slow in getting it to come up. Try it one more time. And there is a delay when I do get it pulled up, but at least that way I can sort of tell if everything's in the camera where you can see it. There we go. Okay, I think you can see it now. All right, what we're going to be using, we'll be using white. We'll be using a little bit of black. And for this color, I mixed the Tuscan teal, holly green, a little bit of black, and a little bit of blue to come up with the color that's in this bottle. And I may put a little bit of this green in, I'm not sure yet. So that's the plan, and we'll see how it goes. Now, my cups, I always, as you know, I always sand them, tape them off, then sand them, then clean them. Now on this particular cup, I did the bottom a little bit different. I cut a white circle out of vinyl and put it on the bottom. Then I put the black tape around the bottom. And then I put another piece of white vinyl in a circle on here because I don't want it to go down in under where we're going to be doing the dump. So that's the reason I did that. And then this is going to set on this cup. And with these lines, you can sort of see that I make sure I get it straight so it's not crooked. And I'm going to have to raise that up a little bit. Let me see if I can do that. Give me just a minute. I won't have room to do the dump if I don't. So let's go from there. Let's see what we can do. Okay, I'm going to slide that out of the way. But you can see where I cut the circles in the vinyl. And put that on the cup. And now I've got my 3 different cups that I'm going to use to mix my paint in. And I've already mixed water with them. You do take your paint and you mix water with it. I mix not quite 1/3 cup of water to paint. But I always make sure I use a good bit of paint, because I don't want it to be where you've got to worry about having enough paint for it to go over the whole cup. And that's the reason I do that. And this is the color that I mixed, and I'm going to have to stir it really good once it all gets down in there. And if I had a board, I would set this up on a board so that I wouldn't waste all this paint, but I don't have one, and I didn't get one. I really meant to go get one, and I did not get it, so that's my fault. But that way you can do a real pretty board as well as doing your cup and not waste the paint. Okay, now let's see if they need any more water. Well, that one looks good. And that one looks good. You want it to where it's just streaming off of the cup. A little bit more water in that one. And I set me some water over here so I would have it. There we go. That's the way I like mine. I like it so it's just a continuous stream. You don't want it too thin because you do want it to stick to the cup. And then I have a larger cup that I'll be using to pour my paint in. And I'll just pour it one color at a time and alternate it. And I'm sure most of you know how to do that. And if you're doing a dirty pour, you mix and you do your paints the same way. It's just different the way you dump it on the cup. Okay, so I'm going to start out with a little bit of white. And you don't want to mix your paints with a stick or stir them or anything. You just want to pour them in. And I don't want a lot of black, so I'm not going to be using as much black as I do the other colors. And try to pour it right in the middle if you can. I don't hit the middle every time. I got all the white. And I've got to put the gloves on, y'all. And I am going to clean my hands right quick and put my gloves on, because I'll need them when I do the hydro dip too. Give me just a minute. I got most of it off. Okay. And I use my gloves that I do this with over and over. I've told y'all that. I try to save on my gloves as much as I can, because they're really hard to come by now. Okay. That cut out of the way, and we're going to pull this over, and we'll let the camera catch up so I can see if you can see what I'm doing. Give it just a minute so I can see if this cup, if I placed it where you can see it now when I do the pour or the dump. Okay, I think you can see when I do that. Okay, and what I'm going to do, as you can see, I'm just going to hold this cup over it like that and put some pressure on it, mashing it against the cup, and then I'm just going to flip it. And you can see I've got it flipped, and I'm holding it tight so that I can lift this cup off. And let's see the magic now. Now, let me turn it around and see if it did. Okay, it didn't do too good on that side, but it did on this side. So I'm going to rake this over this way. And you don't want to leave a whole lot on the bottom if you're going to leave your bottoms so that you epoxy over the bottom. I don't epoxy over the bottom of mine. Unless the customer just asks for it. And now I'm just picking it up with a spoon, taking it back to the top. I don't want to stir it up. I want to try to keep it intact if I can. Because I want the colors to be bold. And I don't know why that didn't cover any better than it did, because usually it does with that much paint. Something's just not level, I guess, you think? And then this one, and the one that I do the hydro dip on, and the one that I did the pour on. Tomorrow night, I will epoxy all three and show them to you so that you can see how they turned out. Now the black's not showing up much at all. I didn't want a lot of black in it, but I did want a little bit to show up, but I don't see much at all. And this is just a process. You just have to keep working with it. I did a wood grain that I did a pour on, and I did it so that I could do it the way I'm doing this now and get more of a wood grain look to it with the browns. And I may have already shown it. I didn't actually do it all alive, but I may have shown it to you as a different kind of wood grain when I was doing the wood grain tutorial. Okay, we just about got it. And like I said, I do wait for it to dry before I pull the tape. But I will pull the tape off once it dries. And then I have to retape it when I epoxy it. But see all this paint down here in this plate, if I had had a board, I could have done this on the board and then had a dirty pour on the board, which would have been beautiful with these colors. Okay, I think that got it all the way around, folks. Nope, there's one spot. That's just about going to get it. All right. That got it. Let me look all the way around and make sure. And then I'm going to move it out of the way so that I don't knock it over when I start doing the other one, because I'm going to have to, I'll flip the camera back that way when I start doing that. So let me move and set this over out of the way. I wish I could flip it where I could show it to you, but I won't be able to do that till tomorrow night. Okay, got that done. Now let me see if I can flip this camera. And give me just a minute for it to catch up on my screen so I can make sure you can see the bucket down there. Okay, it's about to catch up. Okay, I think you can see it now. See what I'm going to be doing. And this is the cup that we're going to be doing. I did go ahead and spray it with a base paint. I did not do the one that I did the dump on because it was paint dumping on it. Since this one is going to be going in the water, there's going to be spots that won't have paint on it. And that way I did want to paint in the background. And I did tape it and sand it. And I did put tape on the bottom of this one the same way that I did that one. So, and to keep it from getting inside the cup, I take my football and put it in a garbage bag or a grocery bag or any kind of bag you've got, and poke it in there just enough that it will not let the water and the paint go down in the cup. But that's what I do. And then the colors I'm going to be using for this, I'm going to be using black, white, lagoon, and hunter green. So that's the colors I'm going to be using. So I'm going to start with a white, and a little bit of black, and hunter green, and a little bit of lagoon, a little bit more white, A little bit of black. Don't want a lot of black in it. Honey green. A little bit of lagoon. I just keep repeating the colors. See, I'm not putting a lot of black because I don't want a lot of black in there. Just mix them over and over. And I think that's going to be all that I do. And then I'm going to take a stick and just lightly pull it out to the sides. So I'll have a better dip. Okay. Here we go. Y'all wish it luck. Okay. That turned out pretty good. Now I'm going to go over here with my air gun and I'm going to blow the paint off of it. I mean the water off of it. Give me just a minute. Okay, we've got that done. And then what I'll do tomorrow night, I'll come back and I'll go over this and I'll show y'all exactly what it looks like after I pull the tape off of it and after it's dried. Let me get this over here out of the way. Turn me back around and tell you bye. Just a minute. I hate to do that and not talk to you or anything be down there. But anyway, that's what we did tonight. We did this one. You can see this was the hydro dip. And I can't show you the dirty pour because I can't lift it up. But we will come back tomorrow night and I'll show you what all three of them look like with epoxy on them. So y'all have a good evening, and then I'll see you again tomorrow night. Same time, same place, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Y'all have a great evening. Bye now. Hey everybody, I wanted to post this before I went live tonight to show you the cups that we did last night. This is the one that we did the hydro dip on. We sprayed the colored paint into our water and then dipped our cup that had a gray base paint on it into the water. So that was our hydro dip. And this one is a dirty pour. This is the one that I had done prior to last night, but I showed you so I could show you the difference. Not a lot of difference, but there is some difference. And this one is a dirty pour. And this is the one we did last night, which is a dump cup. And I showed you the difference in how you dump the paint versus doing a dirty pour. But these are the three that we did last night. And then tonight, I had told you when I announced it that we're going to have some black and orange paint going on tonight. I'm going to show you a different style in doing a hydro dip with a different kind of paint. Not really a different style, same concept, but we'll be doing easy marble paint. And I'll show you that tonight. See you later. Hey everybody, hope you've had a good day. I hope you saw the video that I posted earlier showing you the 3 cups that we did. 2 of them we did last night, and 1 of them I had already done. We did the hydro dip, and we did a dirty pour, and we also did a dump cup. And I did post the video of those. I got epoxy on them. But tonight is going to be short and sweet, but I wanted to do a hydro dip using easy marble paint. And what I did, this is the easy marble paint. It comes in a little bitty jar. This one is orange, and then this one is the same, but it is a clear, and on the top it tells you that it's clear. And what I'll be using this for is to separate the orange when I put it in the water, because I'm going to be putting it on this big 40-ounce black cup. I went ahead and painted it black, so we'd only have to use the orange and the clear to get it on the black cup. So we're going to do that, and I'm going to turn you around and show you, and we'll do that right quick, and then I'll be through. But it'll just be something else for us to look at, a different way of doing a cup working with paints. So I'm going to turn you down and then flip you around. Now let me get my cup and get over here by the water. Around. Make sure that you can see what I'm doing. Yeah, I think you can. Okay, now we'll put my gloves on. I don't know that I'll need them, but I don't want to get paint on my hands. So I'm putting my already been used gloves on. As I told you, I use them over and over, and this is the same water that we used last night. And these paints, you have to shake them really good when you're using them. So I'm going to get them both open right quick. And I'm going to put some of the orange in first. And we'll put in some of the clear. That clear, you can see how it sort of breaks the orange up. Put some on that side. Now this paint, when you get through with it, you cannot, I repeat, you cannot epoxy right over it. You have to put a clear sealer on it. If you try to do it without it, the epoxy will repel, and you'll have a mess. So, okay, now let me get my stir and see if we can get some swirls in there. And then we'll dip this black cup. I think I'm going to put a little bit more in there. This cup is so big, I want to make sure we have enough to cover it, because it is big. Now, let's see. Full of some different swirls in there. Okay, and now when I dip the cup, I'm going to swirl it as I dip. And you can see that I didn't have a football that would fit all the way up to the top, so I put tape around it so when I dip it, that paint will not go inside my cup and I won't have that mess to clean up. So here we go. I'm going to swirl it in there all the way down. Okay. That's what it looks like now. And then when we get the epoxy on it, we're going to see what it looks like. Next, I will go over and blow the water off of it so that it won't stay on there. But I'm going to take my gloves off so that I can turn the camera off. But that's all we've got for tonight. I just wanted to do something for you to see something a little bit different. And then I posted the photo of the ones that we had already done. So that's it. And y'all have a good evening.